Ever stumbled upon an online thread that made your skin crawl, leaving you questioning the reality of what you just read? From chilling theories about a smiley face linked to drownings to real-time murder confessions, the darker corners of the internet expose unsettling truths about humanity. Today, we're exploring 6 of the most haunting stories lurking in the digital abyss, where anonymity breeds danger and reality blurs with fiction. Brace yourself. What you're about to discover might forever alter your view of online communities. Enter 4chan, the chaotic playground of the internet, where anonymity is king. Since launching in 2003, it's become infamous for image boards covering everything from memes and fan art to bizarre content and even criminal activity. Particularly notorious is Thebboard, dedicated to randomness and attracting a wild mix of users, from meme lovers to those who thrive on outrageous antics. It's also a notable refuge for incels, further amplifying its controversial reputation. The site primarily draws in young adults and teens seeking a unique blend of humor and chaos, all unfiltered by moderation and cloaked in anonymity. It's a roller coaster ride that can swing from innocent fun to seriously questionable content and sometimes outright crime. So if you decide to plunge into this digital jungle, remember to tread carefully. Welcome back. Today, we're diving deep into 6 of the most disturbing 4chan threads that have haunted the internet for years. We've spent hours researching to bring you a comprehensive look that goes beyond the typical internet mystery videos. Stick around, because this isn't just a simple retelling. 1. The smiley face serial killer theory. What if a seemingly innocent online post led people to believe they'd uncovered a real-life serial killer? The smiley face killer theory emerged in the late 2000s when retired NYPD detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Doerr proposed that the mysterious drownings of several young men across the U.S. might be the work of a network of killers. They claimed that young athletic men, often successful and attending college, were targeted, with graffiti of a smiley face spray-painted near the sites where bodies were found. Though the detectives suggested that the smiley face symbol was left intentionally by the perpetrators, other experts have found this claim controversial and have noted inconsistencies, pointing out that smiley face graffiti is common and may not be directly connected. On 4chan in 2014, a user sparked renewed interest in this theory, sharing details and connections between drownings in cities across the U.S. This user speculated that the drownings weren't isolated incidents, but potentially linked murders covered up as accidental deaths. They highlighted recurring elements like proximity to water, specific victim profiles, and the strange occurrence of smiley face graffiti, which suggested to them that these cases were connected. As more users joined the thread, some began analyzing and contributing their own research, such as timelines and maps, attempting to pinpoint patterns and predict where the killer might strike next. The thread became a hub for theories and amateur investigations as users shared articles and photos and speculated about the possible methods and motives of the alleged network. Experts, including the FBI and forensic pathologists, have criticized the smiley face killer theory, asserting that there is no evidence linking the drownings to a conspiracy. In 2008, the FBI concluded that these deaths were accidental, warning that framing them as part of a coordinated effort could divert attention from important issues like alcohol use and inadequate safety measures near water. Nevertheless, the theory underscores the internet's role in keeping unsolved mysteries alive, captivating those who seek answers, even when experts deem the cases resolved. 2. The Dead Girls thread. Could one of the internet's darkest corners be igniting a horrifying new trend? Picture scrolling through a forum where anything goes, only to find users posting questionable photos and details about girls who have already passed away. In 2009, a thread known as Dead Girls emerged on 4chan's infamous board. An anonymous user posted images that appeared to show deceased women, chillingly devoid of the typical dark humor found on the board. The images looked unsettlingly realistic, making it difficult to determine if they were actual crime scene photos or staged horror. As users flocked to the thread, sharing similarly disturbing content, some expressed shock and discomfort, while others began to request more. This cold fascination exemplified how anonymity can foster darker impulses. The Dead Girls thread quickly transformed into a twisted exhibition where users posted without fear of consequences. Despite numerous reports from users, 4chan's relaxed moderation at the time allowed the Dead Girls thread to thrive. Although it was eventually removed, its disturbing content set a troubling precedent for dark material online, leading to similar threads on other platforms. This incident illustrates the potential dangers of unregulated forums, revealing the darker sides of internet culture. 3. The chilling tale of Emily Sanders' murder. Imagine scrolling through headlines, only to stumble upon a story about a young college student who vanished after a night out, leading to one of the most haunting cases of the year. On November 29, 2007, an anonymous 4chan user made a disturbing post claiming, "If anyone can correctly guess their own post number, I will tell you where she is buried," accompanied by a photo of a teenage girl. This unusual request drew immediate attention, especially since a user guessed the number and was provided with coordinates leading to a location in Kansas, which turned out to be the burial site of 18-year-old Emily Sander, who had gone missing just days before. Emily was last seen leaving a bar with Israel Morales, who later fled to Mexico after her disappearance. Police found her body in a wooded area near El Dorado, with evidence, including a knife and Morales' DNA, linking him to the crime. Despite his claims of another assailant, the overwhelming evidence led to his conviction and a life sentence in 2010. This tragic case underscores the dangers lurking in seemingly innocent interactions and serves as a reminder of how myths can sometimes overshadow the facts surrounding real-life tragedies. While some online rumors suggest a connection to 4chan, no credible sources have confirmed this, emphasizing the need for careful discernment when navigating stories of this nature. 4. The femboy blackmail cult. On platforms like 4chan's, lonely individuals struggling with mental health issues become easy targets for manipulation. In this environment, shills, users who conceal their true motives, manipulate conversations to advance their agendas, often derailing meaningful discussions with pointless arguments or irrelevant posts. This creates a toxic atmosphere that stifles genuine dialogue among users seeking support. Between 2017 and 2019, a troubling trend surfaced: an increase in trap threads that urged socially isolated men to consider cross-dressing or transitioning as a solution to loneliness. Unlike the supportive posts typical on LGBT+ forums, these threads specifically targeted vulnerable users, suggesting that taking on a female persona could resolve their social struggles. With provocative phrases like, "Why haven't you become a cute girl yet, Anon?" and "HRT is cheap and easy." These posts enticed lonely teens and young adults with the problematic idea that transitioning might address their social issues. In March 2018, leaked messages from 4chan users Reiko and Haruka exposed a coordinated effort to manipulate members into cross-dressing or transitioning, targeting mainly insult-through tactics designed to evade forum filters. Allegations soon arose, claiming Reiko's group befriended young insecure men, persuading them to send compromising photos and allegedly threatening to expose them if they refused. Although concrete evidence was limited, some users reported instances of doxing for noncompliance. Reiko later addressed the controversy in a Discord interview, admitting to trap posting but insisting that all involvement was voluntary. However, leaked messages suggested he was unnerved by the exposure, raising doubts about his honesty. This case highlights the unsettling dynamics within online communities where trolling can quickly escalate, exploiting those in search of connection and validation. 5. The disturbing final images of Amber Lynn Copeland. Imagine stumbling across someone's darkest moment on a public forum. Would you believe it was real? In 2014, a horrifying series of posts appeared on Fortune's beat board. The images showed a woman who had apparently been strangled. The poster, later identified as David Kalak, Amber Lynn Copeland's boyfriend, made chilling comments like, "Turns out it's way harder to strangle someone than it looks in the movies, and her son will be home from school soon." Users were skeptical at first, calling it a hoax, but tragically, the posts were all too real. Later that day, news broke that Amber's body had been found in her Washington home by her 13-year-old son. Kalak was apprehended soon after, claiming he had intended to die in a standoff with police. He was eventually convicted of her murder. The gruesome reality of this thread shocked Fortune users and reinforced the platform's reputation as a place where the line between fiction and reality is often blurred. The tragedy left a lasting impact as users realized they had unwittingly witnessed a brutal crime unfold. It remains one of the darkest instances on Fortune, where anonymity allowed a killer to broadcast his actions to the world. 6. The Deadly Crystal Experiment. Ever thought a DIY experiment could lead to a life-threatening situation? In 2009, an unsuspecting post appeared on Fortune, inviting users to create cool crystals using pennies, salt, and water, basic household items. The instructions sounded simple. Add the ingredients and blow bubbles into the mixture with a straw to watch the crystals form. To anyone looking for a quick science experiment, it seemed innocent enough, but this was no harmless DIY. Unknown to many, the setup was a dark prank meant to produce chlorine gas, a hazardous chemical that can severely damage the respiratory system. When mixed in the right proportions, copper and hydrochloric acid produce chlorine gas, which is a powerful respiratory irritant and can be fatal in high doses. When some Fortune users followed the guide and blew into their mixtures, they were exposed to this toxic gas, experiencing intense symptoms like coughing, chest tightness, and in some cases, hospitalization. One shocked user even posted, "Fortune almost killed me," sharing the terrifying aftermath. Despite the alarm raised by several users, others continued to replicate the dangerous experiment, unaware of its risks. The crystal experiment was a cruel reminder of how anonymity can enable manipulation, especially on platforms like Fortune, where dark humor and pranks sometimes push dangerous boundaries. So there you have it, the disturbing stories that showcase the darkest corners of the internet, where anonymity can reveal, or maybe even create, some truly disturbing realities. From unsolved mysteries like the smiley face killer theory to horrifying pranks with deadly consequences, these tales remind us of the thin line between curiosity and danger on the web. If you found this video fascinating, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the mysteries of the digital world. Let us know in the comments which story shocked you the most, and if there's another internet mystery you'd like us to uncover. Thanks for watching, and stay curious, but stay safe out there.